What is going on, guys? Welcome back to Motorfest. So in this video, there's a few things I do want to go over, at least if you are starting out and or like wondering where you should actually I guess start for that matter. So obviously there is going to be a lot to do in Motorfest, which I do really love about this game. I mean, there's going to be 15 different playlists and there's going to be all kinds of challenges and summits, and there really is a lot of stuff to do in the game. So I have to give them credit on that. But even with that though, if you are starting out and or maybe wondering where you should actually start on this game, and I feel like a lot of people are most likely going to aim to max out vehicle classes or go after as many things as they can to get money and stuff like that, but it can get a bit confusing in some places because you might be wondering what you should start with, or maybe you should max out the street tier 1 and or tier 2, or maybe start leveling up your hypercars and stuff like that. But after playing for a bit, guys, I did figure something out. I would definitely recommend to do all of the playlists first, and the main reason for this is there is obviously 15 of them, so every single one is going to have over 20 challenges per each one. You will also be opening up all of these skills and or the photo ops around the map, so that's going to be a lot of different ways to make money, but also a lot of challenges you can't complete. So at least by doing all of those, guys, you basically open everything up around the map, and that will also allow you to fast travel and stuff and get around to each skill much quicker if you're missing something, or you might be missing a challenge or something, so you can actually fast travel quicker and at least get near stuff a lot easier. But and of course, having all 10 of the playlists done, you can also spawn basically anywhere around the map to any of the skills that might be close by to an item, or maybe you want to spawn by to a photo op instead of spawning to a playlist icon, which by the way, if you guys have less than 10 playlists completed, you obviously can't, so you will at least be able to spawn right next to some of the photo ops and or a lot of the skills, because you also get paid from some of them and or get parts guaranteed for some of the challenges. And I really do like the way they actually connected everything in Motorfest, guys. All the playlists are connected to different things, and you can do different challenges with each playlist with different cars, and then jump into a different vehicle type and then go do a different challenge. And then it really is a win-win, guys, getting all of these playlists completed. At least I did find this to be easier this way, but if you really did want to, you could probably jump into one playlist and then use every single vehicle on that one and basically max them out. But I would say that could most likely burn you out from grinding because you're doing the exact same 5 races. So at least having many of the playlists done, at least you can mix up the overall gameplay to actually max out these cars quicker, but also mix up a big variety into the game. And I really do feel like the way they did this really is a big step compared to the Crew 2, because let's be honest, only doing the exact same races with those said vehicles can honestly get a bit frustrating. So let's say you actually want to do a longer race with a street car, you can't, but in Motorfest you actually can do any event you would like to. So I really do love the fact that they actually made it like this, but I also feel like at the same time a lot of people most likely wanted this, so at least they are listening to the player base in a good way, and I feel like a lot of players really are going to love the way they actually did this. But if you guys are looking for ways to level up your vehicles on the side, the best way to do this is, yes, you can do skills at the same time, and you can obviously jump into the playlist and then do the races that way, but one of the best ways I've actually maxed out vehicles without even driving them is indeed the live reward crates. I would highly recommend having a different vehicle class active for this, and then switch to that vehicle to grab the crate. Make sure, by the way, though, you guys actually stay in the car for a little while after the parts show up on the screen, because I did notice doing this with a drag car a while back, I did not actually get the parts when I switched too quick. So I would recommend staying in that said vehicle that you do want the parts for, at least till the parts on the screen do disappear, which I did find to be the best way. I really don't know why that actually happened, guys, but it can be the kind of thing if you switch too quick, then maybe the parts are meant for something else. So I would recommend staying in that said vehicle at least until you get them. But I really can't stress this enough, guys. Going after the live reward crates is probably one of the best ways to actually get parts in this game on the side. They obviously do spawn pretty often around the map, so driving event to event when you are doing a playlist, you can then grab one. Just make sure you are switching to a vehicle you actually want to level. So for me, what I was doing was, yes, I was doing the playlist, so I was using a street tier 2, and then I would have a hypercar and or a drag car as my secondary. I also had a drift car as my secondary vehicle. That way I could level them up without basically ever actually using one in the event. So It really is crazy how I've actually maxed out like 3 classes without actually even driving the cars in one race, and I really do feel like it's probably like one of the best ways to actually do this, but I really haven't seen many people talking about like actually grabbing parts around the map from the live rewards, even though they basically spawn legit all the time around the map, so it was always pretty crazy to me how easy you actually found them when going from like event to event when doing the playlist, and I really do feel like it's by far one of like the most underrated ways to actually max out a car. And to be honest, guys, if you are looking to max out some annoying classes like motocross or the planes and or powerboats, this is definitely a great way. You can actually switch to a boat and or a plane when doing it. So if you are wondering, even if like the live reward crate is indeed on the ground, you can legit switch to basically any vehicle class of your choice, guys, like a plane and or a boat, and easily get parts for those vehicles without actually even driving them. And I really do feel like this is by far one of like the best ways to actually level up your cars, especially if you are going to be early on in this game. But overall though, guys, I would definitely recommend going over the playlist first. I really do feel like this is probably one of the most untalked about things in this game. Like, I do understand going after like maxed out parts for your cars, but getting all 15 of these playlists done is by far going to be like a big goal. And not only that, guys, you can also grab all of the collectibles around the map as well, because they are basically going to be spawned legit everywhere. And funnily enough, I almost did like a guide on all of these, but I figured very early on, once people actually get these playlists done, they are most likely going to be driving around. So basically every collectible does show up insanely easily, especially when you are next to it, and I basically figured there's actually no point of doing that, but it really is going to be one of the best ways to do this. That way you actually have all of these playlists unlocked that way, and then you will also get all of the challenges and or a lot more opportunities to make money, and you will also get a lot of free cars as well, guys. So, and also, guys, do not forget to grab those live reward crates when cruising around, because it really will help tremendously with getting a lot of these cars leveled and or getting a class leveled you might not necessarily be like the biggest fan of. But I would like to know your thoughts on this in the comments below, guys. How are you liking Motorfest so far? And as always, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more insight.